What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going over part 12 of my Road to 100K series. Over this past month, the whole Wealthsimple portfolio has basically been flat, up 0.12%. A lot of volatility, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. The US is also at war with Iran, so I expect the volatility to continue. I do pray that all the innocent civilians are going to be okay, but hopefully that conflict is resolved soon for everybody's sake, not just the stock market. I'll start off with my TFSA. The past month was rough for this account. Down, it was down at 0.3%, but finished off with negative 0.78%, or around $368 down. There's been a lot of movement. Industrials and oil and energy is starting to climb, whereas tech and financials are kind of starting to take a little bit of a hit. So that's reflected in my TFSA quite well. Was able to put away $2,000 into my TFSA this month. I did have work started to pick up a little bit, so I think I finished with 224 hours or something like that. So that helped out. I was able to put some money into my Wealthsimple as well as in my emergency funds and school savings funds, but someone broke into my car, so I had to redrain the emergency funds. So that that kind of sucks, but it's just how life is, I guess. Yeah, so TFSA, not the greatest month, down a bit. RSP had a good month. The global index was doing quite well as a whole, up almost 4%, around $300. And no new deposits this month. Depending how tax season turns out this year, I'm going to start ramping up my contributions probably quite soon into my RSP. But nothing new in my RSP this month. Pretty solid month though. In my commodities account, gold had a rebound month, up almost 12%, and year to date it's up 20%. Again, no new deposits or moves in this account. I didn't show my year to date on my TFSA. Year to date still positive, up around 2.64%, and RSP up 6.7%. So far this year, RSP is outperforming my TFSA. TFSA has obviously lots of stock picks, so it's going to be a lot more volatile. And overall, this is an outcome I am not surprised with. This will have more volatility. Sometimes it may be in my favor, and sometimes it may not be. So right now, it's underperforming my global index fund, but if you're gonna stock pick, you're not always gonna get market returns, and that's something I've accepted. There's still a lot of year left, so once this volatility settles, it should be hopefully better, but I guess we'll see. So for my buys and sells this month, we'll start off with my sells. I did sell out of Fortis, 17 shares, and around a 24% gain. I was worth around $244. I am trying to cut down on how many holdings I have with how busy like my evenings are, staying late at work. I don't have as much time as I'd like to keep up with all my holdings. And that's very important if you stock pick, so I am trying to reduce how many holdings I have. I do really like Fortis as a company. I can see myself adding it back into my RSP at some point, but right now I'm just trying to cut down on some stuff, make things a little more streamlined into my higher conviction stocks. So that means cutting out some of my smaller positions that I don't have as much conviction in. But yeah, overall good company, no problems with Fortis. definitely can see myself adding it back. It's just I have a lot of holdings and I'm trying to reduce that. So, which then funded my Brookfield buy of around 19 shares at $63. And then with my deposits, I bought 10 shares of Uber at $71 and EQB 4.4 shares at $116. Nothing completed trades with my gambling account, still taking a break from my so called swing trading and day trading gambling account. So definitely still won't be doing, definitely still taking a break from that. Dividends, this was a smaller month, around $11, $6.51 from Bird, and then $5.06 from VDY. Deposits, like I said earlier, 2,000 into my RSP, or sorry, into my TFSA, nothing into my RSP. With tax season coming up, I'm really hoping I get something back, but it just, I guess we'll have to see. I won't know until I file them, of course, but if I end up having to pay money, then I'm going to start hammering down on my RSP more. So, and then top performers, worst performers. This is probably the first month CNR has been on the top podium, I think, since starting this. But as you can see, energy and industrials are up and Rocket Lab's down for different reasons. But Amazon and Google, with their heavy capex spending, they were down quite a lot. But anyway, CNQ up 17.86%, CNR up 16.86%, and Hammond Power Solutions up 9.33%. Rocket Lab was the worst performer this month, down 14.32%. They did announce in their earnings call that they delayed Neutron till at least Q4 of this year, so that's still going to hinder on the short-term performance. Although I did really like their earnings report. They had record backlog, record revenue, new acquisitions, and a record month for Neutron launches. So they're seeing some short-term volatility, but I'm not concerned about their overall future. And then Amazon, they announced $200 billion in capex spending this year, so they obviously sold off. And then Google, I think, announced 175 billion or something around that range into capex as well. For Amazon and Google and all the Mag 7 are spending tons on AI spending right now, so investors are pretty cautious about if the spend is going to be worth all of the money they're dumping into it. So I'm getting cautious with it too, especially with Amazon. $200 billion is a lot of money, even for a company like Amazon. So I'm cautious. I'm still optimistic, but I'm pretty cautious about it. So overall, this past month, like I said, nothing really to remember about this month as a whole. Although my RSP was up around 4%, they had a good month. But as a whole, kind of a month to forget for quite a lot of reasons. Year to date, up almost 2 grand, so that's still really good. And over the past year, is still up 29%. So this is definitely just a bit of a dip and kind of just weird times as a whole in the stock market, really. Um, as for what I plan this upcoming month, I will really try hard to still make more hours again, have another good month, but I do need to slow down at work. I have been making quite a few costly mistakes lately, which is resulting in having to fix things for free. Like I don't get paid for comebacks, so I mean, rightfully so. If I mess something up on someone's vehicle, I should be fixing it for free. So yeah, a lot of costly mistakes that might carry into March. There's this one really big job that I'm on right now that was a really costly mistake. So yeah, gonna try and work through that. It's all part of the learning process. Um, so Gonna try and still work hard, get things done right, make sure everything's absolutely okay before I ship a vehicle out, and result in less comebacks, which results in less money for me. So just working out a lot of things. Hopefully, I can still make decent hours this month, so I can put money away into my school saving because that's coming up really quick here, and rebuild my emergency fund. That was kind of an annoying expense. Um, yeah, someone smashed both my passenger side windows on my car. Stole some stuff out of my glove box, but all things considered, my wallet was sitting in my center console, so that's at least I didn't steal my wallet. So there's that on the bright side, but still an annoying expense. But that's why I have an emergency fund. So just got to build it back up again, build up my school fund, and hopefully I still have enough left over for putting stuff in Wealthsimple because it's really keeping my hope, I guess, of just all the stuff that's going on. This gives me a little bit of hope that I'm working towards my future. So, yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe to follow along my journey, and I'll see you in the next one.